All right. Hello there. My name is Hanson. Um, I'm back again. Today I want to talk about a topic. It's called people pleasing. I have to admit that I am one myself. Uh, nothing to be shameful. At least for now. Thinking about it, it's not as shameful as I used to think because for every action that I do, I understand why I do. I mean, not all action, but there's a reason behind why we do what we do. So I might not understand everything I do, but in times we'll find out. So today's topic is about people pleasing, where I lately have been realizing that I've been pleasing people a lot, um, mainly because I thought that by doing so I can make everyone happy, make everyone okay. I can create this peace and this uh, serenity, this harmony between people, because I don't like to have conflict. Sometimes conflict makes people feel very like how to say, high emotion, and we do or say things that hurt one another's, and so mainly I don't like this to happen, and so it becomes this habit of pleasing people. And I understand that because, I mean, if we could choose to be peace, and I mean, why not, right? But then at the same time, to please others is also very soul crushing and tiring. And it caused a lot of contradiction within myself. I wrote down some point here. And because for a long time, I always want to do what feels right for me. But then I don't know since when I started to want both side to be same with the agreement. uh so for example, if I'm decided I'm gonna make this one decision, at the same time I would worry how other would think. Not that, not because of they wanna have different opinion, but rather because I don't want that my action that I decided will hurt someone's feelings, and so it becomes this compulsion to please people, to make sure that they are okay and happy with my decision. So it's kind of a contradiction because we all know that everyone thinks differently, and not everyone's gonna agree with everyone, but it's also very hard for me to decide what do I really want. It's kind of weird, like I know what I want, but at the same time I don't know what I want. But the reason behind of I don't know what I want is because the the worries of others' opinion. So that's why I would say stuff like this. I would think like this. But in reality, I do know what I want. It's just I because I always focus on the opinion of people, that I want everyone to be okay, to be happy, that I want my action did not hurt people's feelings. So it becomes this I just become very stuck, and I become very pleasing others, and it's just very tiring to do so. uh, as the time passed, it makes me feel very anxious, and also make me feel very depressed for uh, stuck in between on my decision. So yeah, the truth is, we will never not the truth is no one will ever not everyone will ever be okay with us. Kind of same like we ourselves, that I will have things that I don't like about this person, or they will have things that don't like about me. And I think that's just very normal because we all have things that we like and dislike. And so it's never about the opinion of others, but the opinion I give myself, and the opinions that I have on their opinions. So it's kind of like in Stoicism, for example, talks about death, that death is not scary, but the opinion that we have on death that makes it scary, and then we just feel, terrified and afraid to die. So, but I'm not gonna talk about this one. Just it's just about the. I'm not gonna talk about too much about Stoicism. I wanted to make a video dedicated to Stoicism itself. So this is just an example for it, and so it's kind of like you you stuck with between following your heart or your mind, but at the same time your mind is also like stuck between yes or no. So it's just there's this contradiction in it, but I do understand, because on one hand I wish everyone would be happy and okay. At the same time I want to choose what feels right for me. And so whenever I want to decide what is right for me, it if it will feels like I'm being selfish, it will feels like I'm being self-centered. Um, so it will feels like, oh, these two things is a bad thing, right? Which means I shouldn't act on it. Otherwise, I'm a bad person, or I'm an immoral person. That's why it becomes this uh, compulsion to needing to seek the approval and validation from others, because even I myself doesn't give myself the validation enough, so I seek from others to feel safe about myself, which leads to this OCD that I have. I'm not gonna talk too deep about OCD as well. It's just a problem that I struggle myself. So which leads to this is compulsion to repetitively act on something just to ease my anxiety. For example, I would reach out to people, talk about it very often, and I would apologize a lot. I would, thank them a lot for all these things. And it's kind of sad, because thinking about having, for example, having emotions, right? I would feel bad for feeling sad, or feel bad for feeling angry, and I would just apologize to people for feeling how I feel. And it's just kind of sad to think about it right now, because my emotion is valid. Oh shit, the camera. My emotion is valid, and all of our emotion is valid. And as long as I didn't lash out to people, for example, if I'm angry, I didn't like shout at people, or like punch someone else in the face. Actually, there's nothing wrong, because we all have emotions. Other people get angry, I get angry sometimes, and I feel like I cannot continue pleasing people to be happy and okay with me 24/7, and so as the opposite. It will feel very tired. Um, Let me see. So it becomes this worry that, how to say, the reason of why I worry a lot is because uh, the first thing is because I dwell in the past a lot. I find it very hard to let go of the things that people done, or for myself that I've done, the things that I've said, and I always worry that it will happen again, and it will just be you know like a history repeat itself. And but the truth is, it might happen again. We cannot, how to say, we cannot 100% avoid things, because sometimes emotion arise, and we just can't control ourselves. For example, if I happen to shout at someone because of this uh, prolonged anger or frustration, then I might just do it again right now, but not intentionally, because it's the we emotion arise and we just act on it. It doesn't mean it justify my action, but it's understandable to why I do what I do. And I think it's the most important thing is we learn from our action. rather than being so careful. And I mean, being careful is important, but I'm talking about anxiety part, which being so anxious about things to happen again. And I think this is, it feels like I'm avoiding and I'm pushing away what's important for me, my emotions. And I feel like I'm not wanting to learn from myself for having all these emotions, to voicing out my thoughts and feelings, because I always thought that by doing so I would hurt people feeling, which in the past I did do it. It was a lot different back then, because I think that as long as I'm being honest, then that's all. And so I talk very brutally. I add words that is very hard to bear. The way I speak is just, it's just like thousands of needles, poking at you, or even just like knives, just like stab on you. And I didn't really think when I speak. I just thought, now I have this thought, I must say it. And so it's very hurtful. It's very hurtful of people, to people. And I feel like I'm projecting my frustration and anger towards them by using all these horrible words. And so that's what I learned from it. And but somehow, things that happens, because there's time that even though I've become very polite and respectful to voice up my opinion, my thoughts and my feelings, it still feels like I'm being seen as disrespectful or um, rude. So, and this all of these things that makes me feel more anxious, very contradictory of myself. That on one hand I want to act on what is right, but on the other side, I also don't want to hurt people's feeling. But the truth is, we don't have control over someone else, thoughts, feelings, their action, their opinions. We don't have control of all these things. And I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is how we control our action. Um, this is something I learned from Stoicism as well. That the only thing that we have control is our action, our willpower that leads to action itself. Other than that, all the external factors, uh, regarding to other people, other events, all the outside things, we just don't have control over it. And so I I want to be honest to myself. Uh, Lately, it's been a struggle for me a lot, and I feel like I've always been struggling. I sometimes wonder why. It almost feels like without struggle, I would feel not good about myself. It's not like good. Without struggle, I feel like weird, I guess. And it almost feels like the struggle that is there, it provides a sense of comfort. So, and whenever good things happen, things that make me feel happy, and I would just start thinking when it passed away, when it's gone, and the awful feelings back again. And I used to think like that a lot, and now I think less of it, because I have this approach to welcome both. Whoa, it's so like all of a sudden. I have this approach of welcome all, both positivity and negativity. Hey, what happened to the brightness? You know what? It's okay. It's not about the video quality, right? It's about my voice. And so I have this. Wanna? Fuck, I just forgot where my. Yeah, I want to welcome all this positivity and negativity, and it's hard sometimes. It's very hard because I'm so used to being hurt and struggling and all that. So I mean, no wonders I want to have this still. But that's not true actually. And I may used to think like this, but at least not now. I feel like now is a lot lesser. But I'm just sharing that, the speculation, that the observation, and why I think I would, you know, feel how I feel. And so this is something really I want to learn from it, that I want to embrace all of them, regarding is, good or bad. And I think what is the most important thing is if I'm willing to face it, willing to accept it, because life is will never be perfect, and I will never be perfect, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because I always been a perfectionist myself, and always want things to be perfect the way I want. I always want control. I always want. I'm not like a crazy control guy. Maybe I am, but I think the point is that I want certainty, because when I feel uncertain, it feels scary. It feels like, what's in front of the road. It's just like foggy and dark. So I always struggle with all this uncertainty. For example, like my eyes. What if I'm blind tomorrow? Or my what my work, for example, or my school, for example. In the past, I would worry, oh shit, what if I didn't pass my final exam, and what if I'm gonna be jobless? I'm gonna stay on the street. What if I, regret all this and that, blah blah blah. So there's just so many things that I can worries about. So coming back to this point where I don't want to continue pleasing others is because it's very soul crushing, and I feel like I'm lying to myself. I'm being dishonest to myself, in a way, and I don't want to continue doing that. I don't necessarily know what's the right way, what's the right decision to make, but I know at least I need to be honest with myself, and I think that's the most important thing. And whatever opinion other holds, I think I need to accept it. I don't have to, agree with them, but I can take what is useful for me. And I think that's something I want to do. Even though, yes, I would feel anxious still thinking about opening my my feelings, my thoughts. And for someone who been practicing this, I still find it difficult to do so. It's not because I want to. The difficult part is not about voicing up, but rather the worry of how other will see you. Maybe people will see you as, oh, this Hanson always, make a big deals of something small, or this Hanson always very emotional, something like that. And we make this assumption of what other will think. But at the end, it doesn't matter as much, perhaps. Yes, everyone have their opinion. So how many can you continue listen to? You and again, you can always listen to them and just take what you can learn from that. And not everyone is right about everyone else, and even ourselves, even myself, I'm not right about myself sometimes, and I will always have afterthoughts and realization that, oh shit, I'm wrong about myself. And like, for example, how I would look down on myself and my capacity and my ability, and then I realized that, I can actually do a lot more, But yeah, we do have limit capacity, but that doesn't mean we are limited to it forever. We can always learn about ourselves, and we can always improve bit by bit, step by step. And I think as long as we try, regardless of the result, I think that's all that matter the most. Kind of like if I work out, for example, I've been starting working out for once a week, maybe like a 15 minute or 30 minute, every one day, every once a week lah. And I saw the picture. I saw the picture, and god damn, I see a difference. It's not so much of a big difference because I don't work out as often, but I am proud. I'm proud that I'm willing to make changes, and I want to make changes, and I actually did it. Even if it's just once a week, that might not seem a lot, but I think at the end, the result, you know, is not something that matters the most. It helps you to how to say, the result helps you to see that your effort, what your effort, all the effort put together and comes out as, but it doesn't define everything uh, forever, because you get one result, you can always get another result, and then another one, another one, another one. It's just like an endless goal. But the point is, are you willing to do it, and are you willing to continue it, uh, regardless of how difficult it is? And I think, yeah, to take breaks. Remember to take breaks, because we won't always be productive, and we won't always be very hardworking. We need time to rest too, and there will always be a period where we feel lack of motivation, and we just need to lie down a little bit more. I'm a bit off tangent already. I'm coming back again. Uh, I think not much to say. The last point, I guess, is, wait, actually, I think I already said, yeah. There's always gonna be misunderstanding. There will always be things that people dislike about you and all that. And so a lot of 7 billion people in the world, we just can't please everyone else, because at the end it just won't work. Everyone thinks so differently. And sometimes people would even outright tell you that, yes, this is who I am, and this is how I think, and I have my opinion, that, and whatever other opinions have, I don't care. Some people might do like that, and I don't. I mean, what can I say? What can I do, right? I just can't control how people would think about me, and we all judge. And I think, to look in a way, judgment isn't always bad. It helps us to analyze. It helps us to understand, and it helps us to grow from judging what is right, what is wrong, which one is better, which one suits you more. And I think, but the judgment, if you want to judge other people, you have to make sure you know what you are saying, and be clear with your intention. Not to harm people, but to educate, and to help out. you know so I think, uh yeah, I think at the end, whenever I make my own decision, I will hurt some people. I think that's just how it is. Whether the pain is a lot for them or a little bit, I think at the end, I just, I quit, man. I don't want to keep pleasing people, 'cause for so long I keep thinking that by doing so, the world would be a better place, but it doesn't. Maybe it does, but my world is fucking collapsing, and it's just like dilapidated building and here and there. So am I happy with my life? No, not quite. It's not that if I make this decision, I will all of a sudden be happy, but at least, like what I said, honesty is very important. If you're not even honest to yourself, you lie to yourself. I think you lie to yourself. So I'm not trying to call out people, but I'm talking right now to this video as if I'm talking to myself, and you guys, whoever is watching, can listen to it. So, and I feel like, I want to, yeah, I want to, fuck, I don't know what's the word in English, but basically I want to be true to myself. Yeah, I want to be true, and I am a man who seek what is true, and I'm a man who pursue and wants to act on what is virtuous in life. And I think that's my not I think that is my purpose. Even if I would feel lost sometimes, I know that at the end, this is my purpose, and I want to spread love. I want to spread kindness, but at first I need to do it to myself. And it sounds very cliche to say, "Oh, self-love," but I think it's important, because if I'm not true to myself, if I don't love myself, right? How can I know how to love others, right? I will feel like as if I'm being genuine to people. We always encourage people and all that, but how often do we do it to ourselves? And I feel like I always long for the validation and the support and the praise, yeah, from other people. And whenever you don't get when I don't get it, I just feels awful, man. I feel like, oh shit, no one appreciate myself. But the truth is, not everyone's gonna always see your hard work and all your all that things that you go through. Only you will see it and you will feel it the most. And I think it's important for you to be there for yourself, even if you think that you're a horrible person. Even if you think that you're not worthy enough. Maybe none of us is worthy. Maybe none of us deserve love or all these things. But we chose to give the love to others. We chose to give the love to ourselves, and we chose to make ourselves worthy. Even if tomorrow I might be gone, and the universe not won't even know my existence. Maybe no one will remember me so soon. Maybe two, or give it 1 or 2 years. Maybe no one will remember me anymore. But that doesn't mean I'm not worthy myself. I'm still I'm still worthy. I'm still enough, and I am enough, and you are enough. So it's very easy to say it, but it takes time to understand that your worth and your love. Yeah, whether you deserve all these good things or bad thing or not. I feel like it happens for a reason, and as a believer myself, I know that I'm guided. I'm guided by God and nature. I'm being loved and supported by my friends and family, and most importantly, I want to be there for myself. And it's probably gonna be the hardest one because I've been very harsh to myself for a very long time, and I always expect a lot from myself. I always just put my all the effort and all the achievement this small, and then it's just like the things that I didn't do, maybe like a 1 out of 10 I didn't do well, and it's like it's just like this big. And so, to be fair, if I want to, if I want to talk shit about myself, then at least I have to also be appreciate myself. It's just fair, right? It's 50-50. You can't just like yeah, you can't just like only go one side and not the other way around. And so I want to do what's right for myself tomorrow. Yeah, whether it's tomorrow or today or right now, I want to do what's right for myself, and wanna not continue pleasing others. I want to live what is truthfulness. Yeah. Even if, yes, I might be wrong afterwards, and I can always learn from it. I think, yeah, no pressure. So yeah, I'm ready to accept disappointment, anger, and frustration, and opposition, and ridicule from anyone else. But at the end, it's not never about people. It's about ourselves. It's about me. Yeah. It's about how I want to be, how I view myself, and how I want to be there for myself. So thank you. If you're watching, I talk real quick, man. I go speed run mode. And if I remember correctly, I do apologize a few times in my previous video, but not this time, man. Not this time, because I know at the end, I post video online. I'm just talking about myself. Don't want no I don't want no drama talking about all these people or that people. I At the end, is to share my personal experience and my thoughts and feelings and how I want to change about myself. And there will always be people who like and dislike, agree and disagree, and that's okay, because we don't have to please everyone else. We don't have to try so hard. Oh shit. Shit, I just realized my camera stopped recording. That's why my brightness is my camera brightness all of a sudden just becomes so bright. But good thing I still have my audio, otherwise, man, it's gonna be painful because that means nothing is recorded. But well, I guess you want to see my face then. Yeah, but I think at the end we just won't we just won't be able to please anyone because we all think differently. We have different perspective. We have our free will to think and to speak, as long as we are being, loved and cared and respectful. But not everyone's gonna do it. So, but if we can, then we do it ourselves. So we cannot control how people will do it. So I think that's all. Yeah. Thank you for listening. And I will see you next time.